Hello, television family. Thanks for starting your Wednesday with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. It is Wednesday, 23rd day of April, 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. Another beautiful morning, another beautiful day heading our way. We're in a nice little stretch of weather. I'm liking this. 39 right now. We're going to warm up quite a bit. We'll be mid-60s anyway today. We hit 62 on Tuesday. Warmer than that today. Thursday will be warmer than today, and then Friday will be warmer than Thursday, which is going to be warmer than, you get the pattern. And they've changed the forecast. When we visited 24 hours ago, looked like we're going to see maybe a little bit of some unsettled weather for the first weekend of the Apple Blossom Festival, and now it's looking pretty good. Things have changed a little bit. No real chance of rain in the Wenatchee Valley. In fact, pretty darn nice. They were keeping an eye on a trough of low pressure off the Oregon coast. That trough is going to go to the south of us, and it's going to split in two. So we're looking pretty good now for the first weekend of the Apple Blossom Festival. The forecast I think you're going to like is coming up. At least I like it. I like it sunny and mild, but who doesn't? We have a lot of news to get to. Busy day in the newsroom, not surprisingly. Sports. Mariners wrapping up their East Coast road trip with a loss to Boston yesterday. Highlights, if you will, of that. Pretty cool event at Mission View Elementary School involving the Wenatchee Bighorns. Eric took his camera there. We'll have that in sports. You can't see it because we chroma keyed it out, but there's a chair to the left of me. We have a live guest today, Mark Miller, General Manager of the Town Toyota Center, will be dropping by. They have a full slate of events coming up at the TTC. It'll be nice to visit with Mark. I haven't seen him for a while, my good buddy. He'll be joining me in the back half of the program. And Mike Mignotti has an opinion about going to the grocery store and then having none of the checkout lanes manned by checkers. He doesn't like this self-checkout. Mike doesn't like a lot of things, but he also likes a lot of things, so it's a little give and take there. Let's do our cameras around the valley and see what we have today. Just beautiful. No problems at all. I checked the river flows this morning. I had a chance to do that. I went to the website. It tells you how high the banks are, and everything's about normal for this time of year. The Columbia River is running cold and it's running high, but this time of the year, in late April, it's supposed to be cold and it's supposed to be high, but all the rivers are about where they should be this time of year. That's not necessarily been the case in the past, as you well know, but what a gorgeous view from our Wenatchee Heights camera. And some of the hills that get a lot of sunshine are starting to dry out a little bit. Those that face north or don't get a lot of direct light, they're still pretty green in many locations. Let's see where our tour takes us to with our PTZ camera number 2. That's got to be the monitor camera. I like that camera. A lot of real estate there, a lot of orchards. All right, you pears and apples and cherries and peaches and pumpkin pie. Is there a pumpkin pie tree? I planted a hot dog tree when I was 5. It never grew. Anyway, good morning to our friends in Monitor. Keep on growing, folks, and hello out there in the distance to Kashmir. Thanks for joining us this morning. Camera number 3, probably a camera I'm not familiar with. Ooh, that looks like, let me think. I'm going to look at what we're looking at. I want to say that's the Stein Hill camera, maybe. I think that's the Stein Hill camera turned towards Peshastin and Dryden. That's what I think it is. I don't know if it's true, but it certainly looks that way to me, just by the body of water I see there in the hills. I'm pretty sure that's the Stein Hill camera, moving around a little bit, pointed towards Leavenworth and Peshastin and Dryden. It's a guess. I hope I'm accurate. Camera number 4. Billy Goat checks in. Been a while since we checked in with Billy Goat. Good morning to Alta Lake. Good morning to Pateros. Good morning to Bridgeport and Brewster and Riverside and Omak and Okanagan and Orville and Canada and Osoyoos and Penticton. And I'll just stop now. A lot of real estate from our Billy Goat camera way up there, about 6,000 feet above sea level. That's a spectacular view, but a long drive. And in the wintertime, pretty inaccessible. One slide to show for you. It's nothing really cool, except it's so pretty. I thought I'd throw it up there because somebody at the National Weather Service did a nice job putting the little tulips there in the background. This is basically your 5-day weather outlook. This is for a great deal of our viewing area, but as I mentioned already, Saturday and Sunday are looking pretty good. Some locations to the south of us and to the east of us have a chance of showers, but we are now looking pretty dry on Saturday and Sunday and pretty mild as well. It looks like the weather for the Technoplex Youth Parade is going to be pretty nice for us. Again, as I mentioned before, that trough of low pressure is getting organized off the coast of Oregon, but it's going to slide to the south of us and then curl up to the Idaho Panhandle. Looks like it's going to miss us entirely on Saturday and Sunday. In detail, here is your forecast from the National Weather Service. After a high of 62 yesterday, we go up to 66 today with sunshine for everybody. Just beautiful. Clear tonight, mild, 44 for the overnight low, then back up to the 70s we go, 71 on Thursday for day one of the Apple Blossom Festival. It's about as good as it gets right there. 47 for the overnight low. Friday, beautiful, 73, sunshine. Saturday, a little breezy. The only thing we need to point out on Saturday, especially Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and most of the day on Sunday, as we cool down, as you can see on Sunday, it is going to be a little breezy because we're going to be just at the very edge of that low pressure, so it's going to tighten the pressure gradients a little bit. But look at that, not a cloud to be seen, lots of sunshine, beautiful weather. It's really hard to stay inside on weeks like today. It just is. It's just too darn nice to be locked into an office. But what do you do? It's 6 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got the news. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Sunshine for everybody. We're sitting at 39. We'll be mid-60s today, into the 70s with sunshine across the board. Our entire viewing area is in for a beautiful stretch of weather. And the weekend looking good, too. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Voters in the Cascade Medical Center Hospital District have overwhelmingly approved the tax levy that will pay for their emergency medical service. It is, of course, yesterday was Election Day. 77% voting yes, so the tax rate of 50 cents per 1,000 of assessed property value will remain in force in the district. It's a big district. It stretches for 1,200 square miles and encompasses Leavenworth, Lake Wenatchee, Plain, Peshastin, and Dryden. Administrators say that the levy will bring in 20% of the total cost of ambulance and emergency room care in the district. The levy has to be reapproved every 6 years, and this year's vote is pretty much a repeat of the 2019 vote when residents preserved the levy by an 80% yes vote. Eastmont School District's proposed amendment to place transgender athletes into a third open division failed during the Washington Interscholastic Activities Association's Representative Assembly this month. The WIAA announced on Monday the open division proposal failed. 13 votes yes, 40 votes against, and a separate amendment to limit participation in girls' sports to biological females. That failed. 31 votes in favor, 22 votes against. It takes 32 votes to make such changes for high school and middle level sports. Earlier in the month, the WIAA said the two amendments would be advisory votes after the state attorney general and the Office for Civil Rights said the proposals violated Washington state law. The WIAA says despite the failure of the two proposals, the association remains committed to following state law. Well, yesterday marked 2 years since Travis Coleman was pronounced missing. 39 years old Coleman was when he was last seen in April of 2023. He disappeared from his Wenatchee home into the foothills west of Wenatchee. He had brown hair, brown eyes, weighed about 190 pounds at the time of his disappearance. Search efforts multiple and many, including at least one with drone assistance. They were conducted in the foothills over the last couple of years. Coleman is now presumed dead. The celebration of his life was actually held May 18th of last year, but his remains have not been accounted for. So again, anybody with information related to Coleman is encouraged to contact Detective Hewitt at the Wenatchee Police Department. The state has settled a long-running investigation into a Central Washington orcharding company. King Fuji Ranch, which farms apples and grapes in the Mattawa area, is going to pay $180,000 to Attorney General Nick Brown's office and reform their hiring practices. The state had been investigating King Fuji since 2018 for alleged violations of the H-2A visa program. That program allows companies to hire immigrant laborers under a special visa when it can prove a shortage of local workers. The state alleged that King Fuji used H-2A workers instead of willing local employees. The agreement filed in Benton County Court requires the farm to cease displacing local farm workers and adopt new policies to inform employees of their rights. Last year, fentanyl overdoses accounted for 6.7% of all deaths in Chelan County, and 2024 was also a high watermark in the amount of fentanyl seized by law enforcement. In a report Monday to the Chelan-Douglas Health District, addiction recovery experts from the nonprofit group CAFE said the form of the narcotic in the four-county area is also changing. Police discovery of fentanyl powder is way up in Chelan, Douglas, Okanogan, and Grant counties, while the number of fentanyl tablets has declined.
In 2020, 1,500 pills were seized throughout all the regions. 2021, it dipped back down to 824. In 2022, there was 44,443 pills seized. In 2023, 24,970 pills. And in 2024, 6,394 pills. For fentanyl powder, the numbers start off low. In 2020, the DMP stands for data not reported. In 2021, 26.9 grams of fentanyl powder was seized. 2022, 129.2 grams. 2023, 76.8 grams. And in 2024, 1,718.1 grams were seized. You can see that the pills, it was stagnant, went up, and then declined as the fentanyl powder made its way into our regions.
13th District State Representative Tom Dent was on hand on Monday as 3 of his bills were signed into law by Governor Bob Ferguson. The Moses Lake lawmaker sponsored legislation to improve Washington's pesticide safety. Also legislation to create a work group to study the shortage of large animal vets in the state, and also allow small airports to pay for improvement projects using local real estate excise taxes. All of those bills passed the legislature with bipartisan support. Dent referred to them as, quote, common sense laws that work for the people, end quote. Staying in Olympia, lawmakers there are taking big steps towards passing a tax package to close a multi-billion-dollar deficit. But one tax increase appears to be off the table. Murrow News fellow Albert James has the latest developments on the tax fight in the legislature and new reaction from Governor Ferguson.
It's crunch time for legislators as they have less than 1 week to pass a balanced budget. On Saturday, the Senate passed a handful of revenue proposals, including an increase to capital gains and estate taxes, removing certain tax preferences, and extending the sales tax to computer-related services. Democratic senators supporting the bills reiterated their argument that new revenue is needed to maintain crucial state services.
We have to modernize the tax code to keep up with the economy so we have the resources we need to provide for public schools, health care, public safety, and the key services to protect our most vulnerable residents.
Republicans, however, have long said that tax increases on businesses and wealthy individuals will be passed down onto working people and ultimately harm the economy.
We are sending an unmistakable signal to folks who are interested in investing and building our economy to create an economy that raises everybody's boats, Mr. President, that you're no longer welcome here in Washington.
On Monday, the House was slated to debate increasing business taxes around manufacturing, retail, and other sectors. They were also set to debate a bill around education funding, but as first reported by the Washington State Standard, provisions in the bill to increase the 1% cap on property tax revenue growth was dropped by House Democrats. Speaking with reporters, Governor Ferguson said it was good to abandon the idea.
We have to look at a lot of revenue sources, and I think we need to minimize the impacts on working people in the state. So I think they made the right decision.
Ferguson has been critical of tax proposals from legislative Democrats this session, calling the package currently being advanced unsustainable and too risky, though he says lawmakers are making good progress on bringing in progressive revenue and making government more efficient.
As you might imagine, on something as challenging as a $16 billion budget shortfall, legislators and governors might have different ideas on some of the specifics, but I think we're moving in the right direction to get to a budget that I can sign.
The budget has to be passed out of the legislature by Sunday. The governor says he's hopeful things will end on time, but he's okay with things taking a few more days to get a budget that meets his priorities. At the state capitol in Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
And congratulations to the Eastmont High School Jazz Choir, first place. And Saturday, they went to the Jazz Unlimited competition in Pasco. Jazz Unlimited is hosted by the Columbia Basin College Music Department and brings in 4,500 students from high school and middle school concert bands, concert choirs, jazz choirs. Students from Washington, Oregon, and Idaho joined in and attended clinics and concerts and heard from special guests. Along with Eastmont's division win, students Isabella Orr and Tia Turner received Outstanding Soloist awards on competition day. Half of Eastmont's performers went back to Eastmont High School because they're putting on the production of Big Fish. The other half stayed behind to accept the award and perform in an evening a cappella concert. And that is the news at 18 minutes. After the hour, a busy news week continues this week. Today, anyway. Busy day in the newsroom, but we got pros who know what they're doing. And then we'll be gathering the news, disseminating the news, and at 5 o'clock tonight on television, out it comes, the news. The NCWLIFE Evening News at 5, 6, and 10. That's the television time. And as I told you before, if that doesn't work in your schedule or you're unplugged from cable or whatever it is, and you consume all of your television via the World Wide Web, our news will be ready for you too. Just go to our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, or YouTube page, right around 5 o'clock. The news will be waiting for you. And if you're out and about and you think something might be newsworthy, send us an email. We'll take it. news@ncwlife.com. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. The family at the Eplodolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplodolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplodolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplodolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd at 11 a.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Mary Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Stamilk Grand Parade Saturday, May 3rd on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
"21 minutes after the hour, Tristan Casas hit a 3-run home run in the 7th inning. That broke the game wide open. And the Red Sox beat the Mariners 8-3 yesterday. For the Red Sox, it's their 6th win in 7 games. Cools the Mariners off just a little bit. Alex Bregman also hit a couple of RBI doubles for Boston.
One out, nobody on, and the 1-2 to Polanco. This is shot deep out to right field. It sends Abreu at the wall, and this is gone. Jorge Polanco just keeps on hitting, and he mashes this pitch over the fence and right to put the Mariners in front early, 1-0. Now the Mariners have had some early offense on this road trip.
This is at 2 strikes as well. He gets a pitch he can absolutely handle as they begin.
As a member of the Rockies, of course. Mastrobuoni back a few steps, has to hurry the throw with Story's speed, and not in time. That was a close play at first base. Story ruled safe. Well, the Mariners think they saw enough to have this overturned.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is out, and Seattle will retain their challenge.
Well, that works out well for the Mariners. It turns out to be a short inning for Bryce Miller. Just 12 pitches after an inning in Fenway, all tied at 1.
And the right hand is 1-2 to Bregman. That one down the line, rocketed in a fair ball. It goes all the way into the corner. In to score, Sadon. Raffy into third, and Bregman delivers. He puts the Sox in front 2-1.
Soft fly ball, right field, not especially deep. Raley having to cover some ground. Raley, a headlong dive to make the catch. And Strand runners at second and third base. This one really hung up there, and Raley able to get there just in time to get the Mariners out of a jam.
First and third, they lead. The pitch. Swinging on, drive into the gap, and left center field. That's down for extra bases. Sadon scores. Raffy coming to third. He's going to be waved home. Rodriguez to Crawford. Relay. Not in time. Bregman on the throw. Over to third with a foot first slide. 2-run double. And it's 4-1 Red Sox.
He's looking for the fastball, and he gets it and barrels a one-hop laser beam to left center.
Into the soft spot, it drops in for a base hit. Williamson scores. Dylan Moore around third. He scores standing. J.P. Crawford with 2 outs brings the Mariners within a run.
Great job right there for J.P.
Big at bat turns the lineup card over, and the Red Sox go back to the bullpen here in the 6th.
High fly ball center field. Rodriguez backing up. It is gone. Home run, Tristan Casas. He gets it out to straightaway center. And the Red Sox blow it open. Oh, he was due. High into the night for a 3-run blast. His second home run of the year.
Boy, was that needed. Not for him.
He's gone 1 for 3 with a double. He'll fly that one left center field on the run. Sadon Rafael, the track. He's there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3, they go.
Game 2 of the series this afternoon, 3:45. Emerson Hancock will toe the rubber for the Mariners. Sean Newcomb will do the honors for the Red Sox. To the scoreboard we go. The American League West is really tight. It's like 3 games separate first place from last place. Astros beat the Blue Jays 5-1. Pirates got by the Angels. No real problems there. 9-3. And the Rangers beat the A's 8-5. Prep baseball yesterday. Eastmont knocked off Sunnyside. The final there was 15-6. Moses Lake 10-run Davis 13-3 to keep their hold on first place in the Big 9. Chelan a little bit tighter with Omak 5-1 there. Okanagan snuck by Lake Roosevelt 3-2. Liberty Bell crushed Brewster, and Ephrata got by Quincy. Prep softball yesterday, they split their doubleheader. Down in Yakima, Eisenhower took the opener 14-13, but the Panthers came back and knocked off the Cadets in Game 2, 19-7. Ephrata got by Othello 8-5. It was Chelan over Omak by 7. Tenaska crushed Bridgeport by 15 runs. Lake Roosevelt dispatched Okanagan without too much difficulty. A lot of runs scored between Liberty Bell and Brewster. Liberty Bell got one more, and Mount Si shut out Moses Lake in girls fast pitch softball 10-0. Prep soccer, they went all the way to penalty kicks, but Eastmont was unable to pull out the victory. Sunnyside beats Eastmont in penalty kicks. The final was 1-0. Moses Lake snuck by West Valley 3-2. It was Bridgeport over Tenasket. Manson shut out Omak 1-0. Cashmere all over Keona Benton 4-0. Cascade got by Liberty Bell 2-0. Toppenish over Ephrata by 3, and Quincy victorious over Sela. Not a lot going on in prep sports today. It's Wednesday. It's pretty light. One soccer game of note, Brewster will play host to Oroville at 4 o'clock, and at 4:30, Liberty Bell welcomes Cascade to town in prep softball. Prep softball is Cascade to Liberty Bell at 4:30. This is a pretty cool story. The Wenatchee Bighorns went to Mission View Elementary School in Wenatchee yesterday, along with Samaritan's Feet, to give out nearly 500 pairs of new shoes and new socks. Mission View Principal Jeff Jager said it began as a conversation between the owner of the Bighorns, Sean Cooprider, and his dad, Sandy.
Well, I can say it started about a year and a half ago, walking down the river, talking with Sean and his dad, Sandy. And at that point, we just knew about the Samaritan Project, not knowing that Mission View would be a part of that. And so comes to be it. They chose us. We've been very blessed with a lot of community things going on, and this is just a great example of, Cashmere Valley Bank, Chelan Fresh, Cascade Auto Center, all those they're all here today with us all day long, along with the Bighorns, of course, which is the main attraction for our kiddos. It's been a great day.
I met Sean Cooprider, the owner of the Bighorns, about 18 months ago. He sent in just an info sheet. Hey, would you be willing to serve, and could we work out a situation where you could deliver shoes here? So we worked with them last year at the YMCA. We brought in about 100 shoes just to try it out and see what it was like, and they loved it. So worked with Sean and the organization, as well as several donors who funded this opportunity, and then Jeff here at the school to get shoe sizes, do all the behind the scenes logistics. And so then when we culminates to today, when every single child in this school gets a new pair of athletic shoes, a pair of socks, a hope tote, a hope note, and just hopefully some inspiration for the future.
Oh, they're having fun. I mean, you can see right there, they're in there having a lot of fun with the kids. They've been everywhere. They've been to Vale Elementary. They've tried to go to the Y and help out there. They've been helping at the food banks. And this is kind of our pledge as a Bighorns organization, that we want to give back to the community, and some of the events that we've done, from going to the Chelan County Fair and the Waterville Fair, and we were in the Apple Blossom last year and the Youth Day. We're just trying to show that we have some really good people on this team, and they can do some good things in this community.
We live in this valley, particularly Mission View. A lot of other schools the same way, low income. And these kids are in dire need of things like this, and they're happy campers right now.
We say it's not really about the shoes, it's how we make these kids feel and showing them love and respect. And we also have a dream banner in there, trying to encourage them, you can be whatever you want to be. And they see these bigger than life athletes, and even some of the individuals that are serving, just to have that conversation with them and look them in the eye and just let them know you are special, you are loved, and there's big plans for you. And just, try and encourage them to dream big, because they won't probably remember the shoes, but they'll remember how they felt on this day.
When it was all said and done, 476 kids got new shoes and new socks, and that's cool. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. It's 29 minutes after the hour. Happy World Book and Copyright Day. It's English Language Day. It's German Beer Day. You can celebrate that. I'm going to pass. It's Lover's Day. It's National Picnic Day. Perfect day for that. National Take a Chance Day. National Cherry Cheesecake Day. Had that for dessert on Sunday. National Lost Dog Awareness Day, World Table Tennis Day. We're not doing any of them. Today is the last Wednesday of the full week in April, so today is Administrative Professionals Day, formerly known as Secretary's Day. So a shout out to our Director of First Impressions, Alicia. She's the one who answers the phone when you call or when you ring the doorbell. She lets you in. There's Alicia, our director of First Impressions, also our administrator. There is a difference, by the way, between administrative professionals and secretaries. I didn't know that. Administrative assistants do research, data entry, new business, management of long-term projects. For a lot of businesses, they're the first point of contact. That's certainly true of Alicia. Correspondence with clients and providers, documentation, all that stuff. So it's different than it is for secretaries. But I should point this out. A survey done among the members of the International Association of Administrative Professionals, the IAAP, an organization I didn't know existed until yesterday. So if you want to honor your administrative professional at your office, give them two things: more responsibility and more money. Flowers and cards and thank you notes are nice, but they would rather have more power and more dough. Happy Administrative Professionals Day. Today it's 31 minutes after the hour. Today in history. Dating back to 1875, so we're going back 150 years, there have been 323 officially sanctioned no-hitters in Major League Baseball by one pitcher. 322 of those 323 games, the no-hitters were victories for the pitcher that threw the no-hitter, except poor Ken Johnson. On this date 61 years ago today, Ken Johnson of the Houston Colt 45s, now the Astros, no-hits the Cincinnati Reds and loses 1-0. The game's only run. Top of the ninth inning, Pete Rose reaches second base on an error. Ken Johnson himself committed the error. Pete Rose went to third on a ground out, and then he scored when Nellie Fox hit a ground ball, and it was bumbled, and Pete scored the only run of the game. Joe Nuxall came into the bottom of the ninth inning, retired the Houston Colt 45. So Ken Johnson no-hits the Cincinnati Reds and remains, to this day, the only player in Major League Baseball history to throw a no-hitter by himself and lose. That must have been tough. Happy 40th birthday, New Coke. Yeah, it's a new taste. 40 years ago today, April 23rd, 1985, Coca-Cola changes its formula and comes out with New Coke. And everybody went, what were you thinking, Coca-Cola? It was overwhelmingly negative. The original formula was back in the market in less than 3 months. They eventually discontinued New Coke altogether about 20 years ago. It is a boondoggle. If you have an iconic product that people buy a lot of, don't mess it. And 20 years ago today, the first ever YouTube video, the first one ever posted by one of its founders, Jawad Karim, and this is it, the very first ever YouTube video.
Alright, so here we are in front of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really long trunks, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
Wow. Mesmerizing, isn't it? Birthdays. Have a few heavenly birthdays for you. William Shakespeare, we think, was born in 1564. Now, in the middle of the 16th century, they didn't do birth certificates. They didn't note your date in the official records until you were baptized into the church, and then whoever officiated the baptism would write down the day they were born somewhere on the sheet of paper, even though the baptism is usually 3 or 4 days after you were born. So most historians believe that Bill Shakespeare was born on this date in 1564. Henry VIII, The Taming of the Shrew, Romeo and Juliet, Julius Caesar, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, and on down the line. And by the way, what you see there, that image of Shakespeare, is a guess, because no portrait of Shakespeare was painted of him while he was alive. So we think he looked like that too. We do all the presidents, even the bad ones, and this one may have been the worst ever. Most historians agree that James Buchanan, dead last on the historical rankings of presidents, and for good reason. He did nothing to stop the Civil War. James Buchanan is the only president who never married. He was engaged, but when he was 28 years old, he had a big quarrel with his fiancée, and she committed suicide. So he never married. His niece served as hostess during his 4 years in the White House. She was a lot more popular than he was. He finally got the Democratic nomination for the presidency in 1856 on his 4th try. We now wish he hadn't done that. James Buchanan thought that emancipated slaves would rise up and enslave the white men of the South who enslaved them. He was convinced of that. He was so unpopular in 1860 he didn't even bother to try for running re-election. And the most amazing thing about James Buchanan is this. He believed that holding slaves was legal and morally correct. He thought that any state could leave the Union at any time for any reason. And despite that, he supported Abe Lincoln during the Civil War. James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States, born in state in 1791. Roy Orbison, only the lonely, running scared, crying in dreams, oh pretty woman. On down the line, the legendary Roy Orbison. We lost him way too young, but we got the music. And the guy who probably will never be king, Prince Louis of Cambridge, is 7 years old today. He's 4th in line of succession to the British throne. Of course, his grandfather is the king, and then when that is over, his dad will be the king, and then after that, Prince George, his older brother, and then Princess Charlotte, his older sister. So my advice to you, Prince Louis of Cambridge, don't hold your breath. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Their spring tune-up special is going on right now for a pretty good price. In fact, a really good price. I don't know what the heck they were thinking. Alpine Air will come out and give your HVAC system the once over twice to make sure it's ready to go when the heat of summer comes. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Mike McNally really hates it when you go grocery shopping and there's nobody at the checkout stand. We'll have that, and then Mark Miller, General Manager of the Town Toyota Center, live in this very studio. It's been a long time since we caught up with Mark. We will do so when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Celebrate Apple Blossom with a Classy Chassis Parade on Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on the NCWLIFE channel. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington, Boswell's Home Furnishings, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Watch the Classy Chassis Parade Friday, May 2nd at 6 p.m. on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
Right now at Les Schwab Tires, it's the Best for Less sales event. Save up to $120 instantly on a set of 4 tires. Choose from a wide selection of our longest-lasting, best-performing tires, and every tire is covered by America's best tire warranty. With a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. It's our best deal on our best tires with the best service in the business. Get more from less.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. Tour moseslake.com and start your adventure today.
Celebrate this great country during Rockfest in Rock Island the last Saturday in June. Great music, great bands, great fun. It all happens at the Rock Island Golf Course. Mark your calendars and be prepared for family fun entertainment and live music until the fireworks start crackling. Contact info@rlstalent.com if you would like to help sponsor this event or bring your awesome food truck. Space is limited. Rockfest at the Rock Island Golf Course, June 28th.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I'm in the grocery store one Saturday morning, and I need to use a regular check stand, not the self-check thing. Now, guess what? There's no check stand open. Does this business not realize that the check stands are where their money comes in, and taking my money for their stuff is what they're in business for, isn't it? Well, isn't that the point of their business, for them to offer me stuff that I'm willing to give them money for? You know, I know there's issues with getting enough employees, but there are people who work in these local businesses who've told me that they need more hours, but they and other employees' hours are being cut and they can't get enough. Now, I got no problem with a business working to improve their bottom line, But is it getting to the point that some businesses seem to have forgotten that they are dependent on customers like me, customers who have other options? And if it gets to the point where a business priorities tip the scales to where they think they're doing me a favor to take my money, well, there's little question as to why some businesses go belly up. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Great glorious spring, Wenatchee Valley. Collins Fashions is your go-to lady shopping experience in downtown Wenatchee. Special occasion dresses are arriving daily for moms, grandmothers, and friends and family. Sundresses, capris, tees, tanks, shorts, skirts hit the floor. Trusted quality brands such as Tribal, Charlie B, French Dressing Cut, and Liverpool. Comfy and cute sandals from Soft, Bueno, Volatile, Fly London, to name a few. Brighten Mother's Day with a gift from Collins in downtown Wenatchee.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Hey. If it feels like everything you say to your teenager goes in one ear and out the other, you're not alone. But even when it seems like they aren't listening, they are, especially when it comes to a topic like drugs. Find time in everyday moments to share facts, teach refusal skills, and answer their questions about drugs, including opioids like fentanyl, because your words matter. Get the conversation started today.
When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
Imagine my surprise when I realized I haven't had this guy on in a very, very long time because Mark Miller got lost in our studio during the commercial break. The general manager of the Talent Toyota Center and a good friend of mine, one of the first people you met when you moved here from the big city, from Texas, was me.
You were the second person I ever met.
Yeah, we went and played
golf that week.
Yeah, we had a great time, didn't we?
I think when I hit 100 on the front nine, we kind of had to readjust.
Mark found every bunker at the Highlander.
Old Highlander.
That day. Yes, true.
That's right. The old number 18.
Mark Miller has joined us. You first of all, it's been a long time. You guys are going great guns. Things are looking really good. The show on Friday is surprisingly hot. Jeff Dunham coming to town, and you've sold a lot of tickets.
Part of the Northwest Tour, absolutely. Jeff Dunham, the artificial intelligence. AI's everywhere, isn't it, Dan? I mean, it just doesn't go away. And his unique brand of comedy, of course, we've seen him on Comedy Central. You've seen him for the last how many years? Making a stop here, over 3,000 tickets sold. Still a few more, though. That's this Friday night. Tickets start at $65. And what a way to start off the summer weekend, right?
Yeah, Apple Blossom, really. Although it's not an Apple Blossom sanctioned event, it's kind of a good way to get going.
Yeah, I mean, Corn Dog and Jeff Dunham.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'll write that down. That's we could use that.
Yeah, your colon will think it's a stick-up. Hey, speaking of Apple Blossom, is that you guys at Memorial Park down the street helping them out as usual? Is that your stage?
Yes, that is
cool.
The Town Toyota Center stage will be there for all the festivities, whether it's Chief for a Day or many of the bands all be there all week, and for the low-calorie funnel cakes. So we're happy to help Apple Blossom every year, and yet again, what a wonderful way to start the summer. Apple Blossom as well.
Your flagship tenant, your permanent tenant, if you will, the Wenatchee Wild, from the NAHL to the BCHL and now to the WHL has been great for you guys. I know they didn't make the playoffs. They were in it right to the very last week. They didn't make the WHL playoffs. But this has been a great marriage and a great partnership. And because they moved up to a higher league competitive-wise across the board, you made some significant improvements, as did the Wild, to the Town Toyota Center, and people have noticed. The presentation that the Wild have put together when you go to a game at the Town Toyota Center is for everybody.
Well, it really starts off with the quality of play. You've got kids that, we said just this past year that are Wild kids that are in NHL this year, not and they're working their way up, but go straight to the National Hockey League. And it's been well documented that when we brought the David White into that team, it was going to be a building process, and great steps were made for that. I think this year and next year and the year after that, you're going to see quite a competitive club, and yet again to get into. I mean, you've seen the difference. I mean,
it's better hockey.
Oh my gosh, that's step below the NHL. And then of course the arena put in new lights, and then the Wild put in the laser show
sound system,
the new sound system, and for the Wild as well. And massively looking forward to next year's schedule is done. And it's also kind of fun that you've got rival teams now with Portland and Spokane, close by.
And they come to town.
Tri-Cities in Seattle and Everett. And those fans travel, our fans travel. And Penticton's joining the WHL this year as well.
That's really good, exciting news.
So pretty cool. We got our old rivalry back as well.
Yep. And it should be pointed out, and it speaks to the strength of the Town Toyota Center and the staff. You have very little turnover there. Once you get people either part-timers working concessions or parking or whatever, to game management, to the upper levels, you don't have a lot of turnover, and that bodes well for your organization.
Well, I had the same core staff for 12 years, and that was a lot of fun. A few retirements have brought in some new folks, which you will find out on the operations side here for Apple Blossom this week as well. But the great part is our industry is entertainment, as you all know, the greatest entertainment industry to be in. We get to work with the Wild Hockey. We get to work with Jeff Dunham, and then in a couple of weeks we actually get to work with bucking bulls and horses for the Helen Hooves Rodeo.
Yes, this is why Mark Miller is dressed like he failed his audition to Hee Haw, because it is back, the Busch Light Helen Hooves
You
Rodeo.
couldn't throw a Yellowstone reference, really? We got to go with Hee Haw.
Where, oh, where are you tonight?
I had the whole Kevin Costner thing going.
I'm sorry,
and you go back to Buck Owens. You kill me.
Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Talk about this. This is a big event. This is the amount we watched you guys a couple of years ago during the preparation for this. The amount of dirt that's brought in.
Dirt?
Soil.
Wait a minute, there's dirt?
Yeah, sorry to break your heart on that one, Mark.
Oh, I need to talk to operations quick. What time is this thing over?
Yeah, you better give your guy a call. This is cool. This is huge, and it keeps coming back.
15th year, and yes, it's 2,000 yards of dirt brought in, up to 8 to 12 inches deep. In May, come up in May 9th and 10th, the week after Apple Blossom. And yet again, the fun part about this is that the Busch Light Helen Hooves Rodeo is it's what you want. There's no timed events between calf ropers out there. I apologize. No calf roping, no tackling of steers, none of the team roping. It's the fast, hard events. We'll buck a lot of bulls, buck a lot of horses. And the barrel racing, nothing like 3 things you always stare at: Zamboni on ice, raging fire, horse at full speed.
Okay,
there you go. And so the barrel racers here as well. So it's the fast, hard type events that are there for those 2 solid hours.
And it's a show. I mean, it starts and then it just keeps going and going and going.
Starts with fireworks, and you got clown acts in between to keep it moving. The idea is the beverage you need to get at the beginning, because we want to keep you on the edge of your seat.
I should point out it's the Busch Light Helen Hooves Rough Stock Rodeo on the 9th. And how much dirt you said is brought in, trucked in?
Gosh, it's a number of yards. I think it's like 2,000 yards.
Where does the dirt come from? Not like your backyard, right?
The earth, Dan.
It's a big planet.
Yeah.
Any specific location you want to?
In between us and Chelan, we got a group there that, and they'll absolutely just put it in loaders, chunk it in 4 or 5 dump trucks, and keep doing the circle. It takes a full day to take that in, dumps it in, we spread it out, make it as soft as it can. We'll till it for the landing of the cowboys. Remember, if you get on the bull, even if you ride the bull, there's only one way to get off. Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable, right? There's no step ladder. And then after the rodeo, reverse the process and do the exact same thing.
I'm assuming they take it out first thing Sunday morning after, or do they do it Saturday night on the 10th?
No. We'll actually start Monday morning. We'll
give the guys a weekend off.
Yeah. Sunday is a day of thanks.
And then you got to get ready for commencement.
Well,
you
before
got 3 of them this year.
before that, we're going to bring in Mexico La Corazon, which is a mariachi folklorio group direct from Mexico. They'll be here the week after in May, and then even before the commencement starts, Three Dog Night and Little River Band will be here on June the 12th. Goes back to your record store days.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to buy tickets for that, but then I remember Mama told me not to come.
Oh.
So.
You're going to go with the 1969 reference joke and expect you're going to get traffic on that?
There's an old adage, and Mark knows this as well as anybody. You can't book acts and entertainment to the Wenatchee Valley and the Town Toyota Center unless they're touring. And that's usually on the first thing on your radar, who's coming generally to the Pacific Northwest, do they have an open date, and can we bring them in? And that's a huge challenge for you, and that's essentially your responsibility.
Well, yes, we try and team up with Boise, Portland, Seattle, and Spokane to get off dates, like with the Jeff Dunham, he's playing Spokane, Tacoma Dome as well, and that's part of it. In fact, just got back from a touring conference in LA just the other day, and yet again, when you're at a secondary market, you depend upon other partners to get there. The fun part is that the live entertainment industry has really never been stronger, and that's a great thing for the industry. And you've seen with if you go to Climate Pledge, you see what prices are, for concerts these days. So we're happy to be a part of it, and really excited when we get these national touring acts such as Jeff Dunham come through. That's please take advantage of it. Doesn't cost you a hotel room, doesn't cost you a gasoline over the pass. We'd love to see you this Friday night for the last of the tickets for Jeff.
It should be pointed out that they study these things. They have a formula. The sports marketing director with the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce, who's a really great guy, he's the first one to say having the Town Toyota Center here is a huge economic boondoggle for the valley, between the sales of tickets, concessions, folks from out of town like these Helen Hooves guys who'll be staying at hotels here in town. It generates quite a bit of economic impact in the valley.
Well, anything from the you got figure skating tournaments, obviously not just the Wild and the Visitors for the hockey, but you got the the hockey tournaments that they come through. We've got 3 major tournaments a year, and that hit the youth as well. And plus, we'll draw anywhere from 18 to 20% of the folks who will come to Dunham or they'll come to the Helen Hooves Rodeo from outside 100 miles as well. But yeah, we're a huge part of what the Town Toyota Center does. It's quality of life, entertainment, economic impact.
And a year-round indoor rink. There are markets and cities much bigger than the Wenatchee Valley in the state of Washington that do not have an indoor year-round regulation-size hockey rink. They don't have them. People come here to do it.
And we can skate 363 days out of the year. Christmas, Thanksgiving will give you a little respite. Other than that, we've got ice for the public on each one of those days, and would love to invite everyone to come out and join a lifelong skating experience.
And it's amazingly busy in July and August when people are sick and tired of the heat. That's when you guys are at your busiest. People come in and cool off and skate.
Is it going to be 115 this year again? When's the weather?
Yeah. Real quickly while I have you here, you probably don't even know this. Senate Bill 5065 signed into law by Governor Ferguson yesterday. It bans the use of elephants, big cats, bears, non-human primates, I think that's you, in traveling acts statewide. So I know that was a bit of a tug of war for a little while when circuses came to town.
The circuses left last weekend.
Right.
And so yeah, the Jordan Circus is here with us each year. The last Thursday and Friday, they were here, drew 1,800 on Thursday night and 2,600 on Friday night for that circus. So they've adjusted to how they present and didn't miss a beat. So
because they have to. I mean, they understand things are changing, and if they want to keep going, just like Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, you either change or you go away, and they changed.
And that's like I said, it was acrobats and trapeze and many of the circus acts that people love and enjoy. And like I said, and we'll probably hopefully have them here next. Usually we're on the April circuit as they come through.
Jeff Dunham on Friday night. The Bush Light Hell on Hooves Rough Stock Rodeo, May 9th and 10th. That's a Friday and Saturday. Eastmont High School commencement, Westside High School commencement, Wenatchee Valley College commencement. Three Dog Night at Little River Band on June 12th. You got work to do. I'm going to cut you loose. We got to take a quick break, and when we come back, the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The 106th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival begins its 11-day run on April 24th. The first weekend features the Technoplex Youth Parade, which you can watch live on the NCWLIFE channel. The food fair and the Blossoms and Brews Beer Garden opens on the 24th, as does the Giza Credit Union Entertainment Stage and the Fantastic Shows Carnival. Appleblossom.org has all the info.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, Washington Trust Bank can help you get there. Learn more at watrust.com/awesome.
You miss Texas at all, Mark, at all? I mean, it's...
You know, it's kind of funny. My wife's nephew is Sawyer Robertson, the quarterback of Baylor, who might win the Heisman Trophy next year, and that's Dee Dee's nephew.
Get out of
so
town.
We've been going back the last couple of years for Baylor football games, and we'll again this year. So that's I get my fill going back watching him play football.
Mark loves to golf and Mark loves to ski. I think that's why he moved to the Wenatchee Valley. You can ski and golf today if you want. From the National Weather Service, here's your forecast. You want sunshine and 66? Mother Nature is going to bring that to our doorstep. Going to be a beautiful day today. 44 for the overnight low tonight. Thursday, day one of the 106th Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Sunshine, 71 degrees, clear, and 46 for the overnight low Thursday night. Friday, sunshine and 73. Now, we were thinking at this time yesterday, things could get a little unsettled on Saturday and Sunday. Of course, Saturday is the Technoplex Youth Parade. Sunday is Pepsi-Cola Youth Day. Turns out that low-pressure trough is coming, but it has moved to the south, and it is splitting in two, and that is why we have gorgeous weather in store. Saturday, sunshine and 75, a little breezy. We're going to be right at the very edge of this low-pressure trough, which means we'll have a little windy conditions on Saturday, little breezy on Sunday, considerably cooler. Some people call Sunday comfortable, with a high of 67. Sunshine Monday, 68. Sunshine Tuesday, 68. Bring it on. Mark Miller, it's good to see you, my friend, as always. And folks, start your Monday, Tuesday, tomorrow's Thursday. Start your Thursday with us. Until then, bye-bye.